Hi, I'm Alden.
And I'm Calden.
And we're Good Twin, Bad Twin. Today we're here in Canton, Mississippi for the Mississippi March on Nissan. Today's episode, we're here to educate you on the pros and cons of having a union here at the Nissan plant. Now, we're not necessarily suggesting that there should be a union at the plant, but we want to educate people to make sure that they make an educated decision on whether or not their rights are being heard and their viewpoint is being seen. Okay? Listen, it's been an epic episode. We've had Bernie Sanders, conversations with
Danny Glover.
That's right, Danny Glover.
Derrick Johnson, Mississippi NAACP.
We also got a chance to talk with Ms. Frazier from MPB. So stay tuned and you make a decision, union or not.
Pleasure to meet you.
Thank you for having us out. Thank you. Tell us who you are.
State President of Mississippi NAACP and Vice Chair of the National Board. We believe that the workers at Nissan should have the right to collectively bargain. Nissan allows their workers to collectively bargain all across the globe except in the U.S. We think that U.S. workers, Mississippi workers should be treated differently. So we're supporting them to energize them to go ahead and call for a vote.
We saw the rally, then the march. So just explain, how that all came together.
We invited individuals across the country who care about worker rights. We understand that poverty is an all-time problem in this country and in Mississippi, and the only way we can address that is allow workers to collectively bargain. Non-union workers earn 27% less than union workers. And so we asked Senator Bernie Sanders, Congressman Thompson, actor Danny Glover, and many others to come and join us to support the workers as they seek to organize a union here at the plant.
For the workers, the veteran workers that have been here 13 years or so that say, hey, it's going to affect what I have. I don't get it. What is your
There's going to be workers who I've talked to directly who don't support. A lot of them understand that the promises that they were given have not been met. The medical support they have, the insurance is not the same as it used to be. They don't know if it's going to be a 3-day work week, a 7-day work week, 4 days an hour, 12 days an hour. That's no way to have a quality of life in a quality family environment.
Okay, so as a layperson, what do I say? How do I lend my support? How do I help?
By encouraging any Nissan workers that may be in your family, if you could be run across the community, and say you're doing the right thing, support your ability to collectively bargain. If I walk into a space and say I demand more, I'm an individual. The company will probably laugh at me. But if we all go and say we respect the product that we're making, we want to make a better product, but we want a safe work environment, and we should have the right to collectively bargain.
Will Nissan pull away from Mississippi as a result of a union?
The state of Mississippi has given Nissan $1.3 billion. Nobody walk away from that type of free money. The obligation is not going to pull away from it. But more importantly, it's not uncommon for Nissan to have workers organizing their shops. 45 plants around the globe. 42 of those plants have unions. The only 3 that don't is here in Mississippi and the 2 in Tennessee. So that's not a question. Nissan respect the right of workers outside of the U.S. We just simply saying they need to respect the right of workers in the U.S. and in Canton, Mississippi.
Let me ask this, in a closing, so to speak, if you had something to say that you wanted to get out, this is what I want to end by saying. What would it be?
I want to end by saying that workers, whether you're in Nissan plant or wherever you work, respect your ability to negotiate. But you cannot negotiate alone. You need to have a collective bargaining unit, we call it unions, so that we can look out for the best interest, not only for individuals, but for your co-workers, for your community, and for this state.
Okay, one more thing. What were the other organizations that were in support? I know the NAACP was here, the UAW. What were some of the other organizations?
It was a broad base. We had AFL-CIO, we had ACLU, the labor union, many church affiliations, the Black Baptist Church, they are in full support of this. We had CME, AME, it's in their edicts to support the right of workers. We have the Catholic Church, we had cross-denomination, many organizations stand up and say, this is not fair, Canton Mississippi workers should be treated fairly.
Thank you again, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you.
Thank you again, Mr.
Thank you. Thank you.
We got to show this to Grandma.
Okay, I can show this to Grandma, man.
You got it. You see roll.
All right, man.
So what brings you out today?
I'm out here in Canton, Mississippi, supporting the right of Nissan workers to vote in order to have a union. I've been working with this campaign with these incredibly courageous workers now for 4 years. The campaign has been going on ever since they built this plant 14 years ago. But I am so proud that members of the community here, citizens of Mississippi, citizens around the neighboring communities have come out and supported these workers. When we fight, as Derek Johnson says, President of the NAACP, we win. All right, baby? All right, man. All right, man.
You get some rest.
All right, brother, man.
Man, listen, we really appreciate it.
I looked one way and I said, I thought I was seeing double images here.
Thank you very much. First of all, how you doing today?
I'm doing well.
It's a pleasure.
I'm doing well.
It's a pleasure having a chance to stop you on the fly.
Oh, yeah.
But what are you here for today, primarily?
Well, I'm here to support the right of the Nissan workers to decide whether or not they want a union.
Okay.
In America, we have choices.
Right.
Just like people choose candidates who are running for office, then if workers want to have a choice as to whether or not they want representation or not, they should have it.
Okay. All right. What would you say to the person that say, well, as a business owner, I get to own the business, I get to make the rules for my employees. So why can't we, march for my rights?
Well, I think a business owner is a business owner. If they are treating the employees fair, doing everything to keep the employees happy, then they don't have to worry about whether or not they have a union. But if they're paying them less than they pay other people doing the same job in other companies, then that's not fair. If the benefits are not the same, if there's no retirement package, if there's not a savings package, if there's not a sound health and safety policy, those are the kinds of things that many people organize for. So as a business person, I'd say if you were treating your employees just like they were members of your family, you have nothing to worry about.
Right, because just so you can be clear, I believe in citizenship, and I believe citizenship has privileges. So being a citizen here in the United States, you have the right to be able to have those type of privileges.
And what I said,
healthcare
is choices.
Right, choices.
So I think the workers here, when they are first employed, they are employed as temporary workers.
Right.
They don't get any of the accrual of time on the job.
Yes, sir.
Because they are not really a Nissan worker.
Right.
And so you are considered an employee of the temporary agency.
Until you get, if you get hired on to Nissan.
That's right.
And that's one of the things that this is about.
Oh, absolutely. So, if I meet the standard for the temp agency to work in the Nissan plant, why can't I just start off working in the Nissan plant for Nissan? The temp agency making the money to the detriment of the worker. Right.
With Montana being the only, I know this is a little bit off of the subject. With Montana being the only state that's not an at-will state, is there any possibility or way that Mississippi can become something other than an at-will?
Well, we are a right-to-work state, been that way for a long time, and to be honest with you, with the politics of where things are, I just really don't think in the foreseeable future it's going to be that. But the real issue is that if workers still want to form a union, they can.
Okay.
So even in a right-to-work state, you still have rights.
This is the alternative.
Absolutely.
We're talking about rights and inalienable rights. Is it okay if I ask your opinion in terms of rights as citizens to be able to have accountability held for police officers to show transparency? If they had is there such thing as us? Is there a possibility for us to be able to have that type of maybe a third party to be able to hold officers accountable for certain actions? And I'm not saying that all officers are bad. That's not what I'm trying to go with that.
But the point
I would subscribe to is that nobody is above the law. Not even the law. They have to be held to a standard. And if they're not meeting the constitutional standards, then that has to be addressed. Now, most large metropolitan cities have citizen review boards. So as one of the areas to look at is if there's a complaint, then that citizen review board looks at the complaint. Right.
So in a situation like where Jackson being of course, the capital of Mississippi, we would have to start looking first at the review board to see for the accountability factor here.
Well, they don't have one. And see, the city council would have to create that within the Jackson Police Department. Right now, you got internal affairs and that kind of thing. But one of the problems associated with law enforcement is it's tough to investigate yourself.
Right.
So what you want to do is create a body outside the body to conduct the investigation. And that's why a citizen review panel in some cities has been found to be that vehicle. Other areas, they might ask another law enforcement agency
to do it. Okay. Well, is that something that can be brought upon by the citizens themselves to create their?
Oh yeah, the demand could come, and if the city council hear that demand, I think they should give it serious consideration.
I appreciate that pointed in the right direction, so to speak. Okay, well, another off the subject. I know we're here for the march, but is there a message that you might have to our African American community? Because most of your constituents are African American.
Yeah, well,
things to do, because there are a lot of concerns.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, our lot in life has historically been the last hired, first fired. We've had to train, in many instances, somebody who ultimately ended up being our supervisor.
Right.
So, in other instances, we've had to be twice as good to even get considered for the job. So all those things are a burden that, as an African American, we carry. But the alternative to not staying vigilant, the alternative to giving up is something we should never do. So encouraging people to be the best that they can be is the order of the day. Making sure that we stay drug free, making sure that to the extent that we can promote educational opportunities for young people, we should, because over the long haul, we can make it. Our challenge, to be honest with you, is we put people in office and they ain't strong.
Right. Can't make a difference.
I mean, they get there and
not
punk out.
I know you gotta go. Thank you. I just wanted to show some appreciation. So why'd you show up today? Why'd you come out today?
Well, it's my job.
Okay.
First of all, and this is a huge event. You have people from all around the world, I understand, that have come here to support Nissan workers. As a reporter, I'm not supposed to have an opinion or take sides. I'm supposed to be balanced and unbiased. And so what I'm interested in is how people are feeling about trying to bring a union into a plant that has happened, I guess, in about 10 years that they've been working to do this. The company's response and the efforts to do it, why they're so energized and yet fearful to make it happen.
So what are the questions that you want to frame up when you came out to do the story?
Why they came, why Senator Bernie Sanders came, why would he come, why would the headliners come, what does it mean for them to come and speak to Mississippians about this? And actually, it's very impressive, the turnout. We have to say, this is quite a turnout. I was trying to get an attendance number. I haven't been able to get it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was over 1,000.
I was thinking
more.
1,500.
Yeah.
It looked about 15.
Right, and
Of course, that's not a quote.
right. But I talked to United Auto Worker Union employees, or members rather, from across the country, and asked them why they came, and they said they came to support the workers here. So I find it very interesting, the whole grassroots effort. I think it's important to show that aspect, but also to be able to talk about the company's perspective. And they feel that they're being fair, and that if they want to vote for a union, they have that right.
Now, I didn't ask at first, but when you used to say, introduce yourself and who you with, would you do that for me, please?
Desiree Frazier, Mississippi Public Broadcasting.
Thank you. Good. Well, thanks
so much.
Oh, no
Thank
problem.
you so much.
No problem.
We do watch you, and it was a pleasure.
Listen. So appreciate it. So why'd you show up today? Why'd you come out today?
Well, it's my job.
Okay.
First of all, and this is a huge event.
Okay.
You have people from all around the world, I understand, that have come here to support Nissan workers.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, as a reporter, I'm not supposed to have an opinion or take sides. I'm supposed to be balanced and unbiased. And so what I'm interested in is how people are feeling about trying to bring a union into a plant that has happened, I guess, in about 10 years that they've been working to do this. The company's response and the efforts to do it, why they're so energized and yet fearful to make it happen.
So what are the questions that you want to frame up when you came out to do the story?
Why they came, why Senator Bernie Sanders came, why would he come, why would the headliners come, what does it mean for them to come and speak to Mississippians about this? And actually, it's very impressive, the turnout. You have to say, you know, this is quite a turnout. I was trying to get an attendance number. I haven't been able to get it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was over 1,000.
I was thinking
more.
1,500.
Yeah.
It looked about 15.
Right, and
Of course, that's not a quote.
right. But I talked to United Auto Worker Union employees, or members rather, from across the country, and asked them why they came, and they said they came to support the workers here. So I find it very interesting, the whole grassroots effort. I think it's important to show that aspect, but also to be able to talk about the company's perspective. And they feel that they're being fair, and that if they want to vote for a union, they have that right.
Now, I didn't ask at first, but when you used to say, introduce yourself and who you with, would you do that for me, please?
Desiree Frazier, Mississippi Public Broadcasting.
Thank you. Good. Well, thanks so much.
Oh, no
Thank
problem.
you so much.
No problem.
We do watch you, and it was a pleasure.
Listen.